Hey, good morning, you fine, fabulous book people. It is well read beard, and it is a damn fine day to talk about a book. We're here for a book review, and today we're going to talk about 13 Haunted Houses, edited by Curtis M. Lawson and Joe Morey, and this is from Weird House Press. Now, this is a beautiful special edition hardcover, beautiful dust cover, black with red writing, cool end papers. Let me show you I think there's an autograph page in here too. I could be wrong about that. Let me look here. Oh, damn it. Yeah, here we go. So we got the signatures of both editors there, Curtis M. Lawson and Joe Morey. This is a beautiful edition, beautiful book. I mean, the book alone, the stories inside are great as well. Now, I'm a horror reader. You're probably a horror reader if you're here too. Now, haunted houses, haunting type stories is probably my second or third favorite, horror subgenre, horror trope. I mean, I really like, like biblical satanic type horror. I really like possession stuff, a la The Exorcist and things like that. But right behind that, it's going to be haunted houses. I mean, I love the places, the settings, the houses themselves. The Overlook Hotel is probably my favorite setting of all time. I love that, and I remember just loving going back there in Doctor Sleep. But anyway, so this is a book of 13 different haunted house stories. If you're a horror reader, you're probably already sold. I mean, these are great stories. There are some big name authors in here. Ramsey Campbell is in here. Let me see if I can tell you who else is in here. If I can find the contents page. I'm not doing very well for you today, am I? I got the introduction. All right. Goodness gracious. Here we go. We've got Ramsey Campbell, James Chambers, Douglas Wynn, Sarah Reed, Emma J. Gibbon, Evans Light, Sarah Tantlinger, Jason Parent, Tony Richards, Simon Clark, Tim Curran, Richard Gavin, and Philip Fracassi. And there's a cool little afterword by Joe Morey about a real haunted house story. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful book. Weird House puts out gorgeous hardcover special editions, as well as some paperback editions as well. But so I've done shorts on shorts for this book. There are 13 shorts on shorts. If you want more information about each individual story, check those out. I'm only going to pick and talk about my top 4 here. So my fourth favorite story in this book is, turn my volume down. Sorry about that, people. My fourth favorite story in this book is Tea House Vignettes by Sarah Tantlinger. Now, she's probably the author that I've read the most work by before reading this book, and she is a phenomenal dark poet. She has collections, The Devil's Dreamland, that's the one about H.H. Holmes. She has Love for Slaughter. She's got one called Cradle Land of Parasites. She also had a wonderful novella from a couple years ago called To Be Devoured. I love her work. To Be Devoured is an amazing novella. Now, this particular story here is about a house that consumes its guests, and it's been going on for generations. Our current landowner or property manager, it's her great grandmother started all this, but our main character Layla is going back there because her sister disappeared in this house, was consumed by this house. She took her sister out there with her sister's girlfriend. The parents were not approving of the situation, and they just couldn't even get any time to hang out together and spend some alone time together. And so she took them out there, and her sister disappeared. So she's going back to find out what's going on. She knows there's something wrong with this house. She knows it's haunted. She's going back there to try to get her sister back, or at least figure some shit out. It is a creepy, creepy story. Now, My third favorite story in this book is Running the Nerve Ghost by Simon Clark. Now, I've not read a lot of Simon Clark's work, but I know that he had books under the Leisure Horror banner, 20 years ago. I was in the Leisure Horror book club. I got 2 books in the mail from him. I mean, Richard Lehman, Brian Keene, Simon Clark was a part of that too. But this story, it's very, it feels older. I mean, we're at this sanatorium. I don't know what you call it, but I get those two mixed up. But anyway, it's a place where sick kids have gone. And there is this crypt, and there's a haunting in the crypt, and it will grab people and run off with them and come back, and the person that it took is now part of it. And the idea is that this ghost is the manifestation of the pain, of the tears, of the loneliness, of all the things that these kids in this sick house have gone through, and it's manifested into this haunting. And there's a really cool line in here where we meet this girl named Robin, and she says that we make our own ghosts, and I really liked that part of the story. So my third favorite is Running the Nerve Ghost by Simon Clark. My second favorite story in this book was The Birdhouse by Douglas Wynn. And we go to this rental property, the woman knows that it's haunted. The wife knows it's haunted. She knows that there's a past here. She knows that there are rumors here, and she wants to see this shit. And the husband is a skeptic, and so he's kind of been tricked into going to this place. But there are like little signs like around the house, like the live, laugh, love shit, and they keep changing. Like, one says life is better on the lake, and then like he takes another glance at it and it says life is bitter on the lake. And there are some that are a lot more less subtle than that. But like there's one that says sing as if no one can hear you, and then it says, like, it switches to like scream as if someone can hear you. But there are a lot of cool little pieces like that. But it's just a creepy haunted lake house type story. So anyway, I really like that one. So that is The Birdhouse by Douglas Wynn. There's another part that these taxidermy birds, he finds this like up in the attic, there's all these taxidermy birds, and there's this bit about it capturing the final screams of this house's victims. But there's another pretty little part about these black and white photos of birds, and why you would want to capture these beautiful, colorful things in black and white. It almost was a deeper representation of death or lack of life of these birds than the actual taxidermied ones were. It was a cool story. So number one for me, if I can find it, and if you watch my shorts on shorts, you probably know this, but number one for me is Glimmer by Jason Parent. And there's a hotel, and I want you to picture the overlook. I've already mentioned the overlook, but picture that. Picture the guest, the way that hotel has the ability to spin up, and there are people partying and drinking and dancing. This is that type of place. And our main character has been there before. He was there as a kid on a dare, and that shit happened. It spun up, and he saw the revelers. He saw the ghost of this place. So he knows that if you die there, you don't leave. If you die there, you're going to spend eternity in this place. Now, he's taking his sick kid there, his 5-year-old daughter, who is wasted away. She was in the hospital. She got sent home to die. She got to take off the hospital gown and then put on her Dora the Explorer pajamas that don't even hardly fit her anymore. She's just a shell of the vibrant little girl that she was. And he's taking her there to die at this haunted hotel so that he can let her die there, end himself, and spend eternity with his little girl. And in that, I found a lot of beauty. And then, but you realize that these aren't, pleasant spirits that haunt this place. These are some malevolent fucking ghosts. And anyway, it's a pretty story, but it's also a very creepy story. And that is Glimmer by Jason Parent. So this is 13 Haunted Houses. I loved it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Anthology of the year. We'll talk about it later. I think I've only ever given an anthology 5 stars once, and that was Midnight in the Pentagram from the defunct now Silver Shamrock, because it was all satanic type horror, which I absolutely love. But this is a great anthology. It's a beautiful book. And I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. We'll talk about it at the end of the year for Anthology of the Year. Well, Red Beard, that's my book review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you are reading the wrong damn books.